is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Tuesday, January 26, 2020. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. They've found a way to limit big tech's power using the design of Bitcoin. Harvard, Yale, Brown endowments have been buying Bitcoin for at least a year. Bored with Bitcoin? The bull run is about to return, this indicator says. But first, the price of Bitcoin is down 6.52% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 32,010, a high of 34,260, and a low of 30,864. That's $1 for 3,124 Satoshis. Volume was at 9,760 Bitcoins changing hands. The market continues to lean long, with 93% of the market heading that direction. Bitcoin dominance was down slightly to 62.10%. They've found a way to limit big tech's power using the design of Bitcoin. The New York Times. Companies inspired by the cryptocurrency are creating social networks, storing online content, and hosting websites without any central authority. Jack Dorsey, Twitter's chief executive, publicly wrestled this month with the question of whether his social media service had exercised too much power by cutting off Donald J. Trump's Twitter account. Mr. Dorsey wondered aloud if the solution to that power imbalance was new technology inspired by the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. When YouTube and Facebook barred tens of thousands of Mr. Trump's supporters and white supremacists this month, many flocked to alternative apps such as LBRY, Library, Minds, and Sessions. What those sites had in common is that they were also inspired by the design of Bitcoin. The twin developments were part of a growing movement by technologists, investors, and everyday users to replace some of the internet's fundamental building blocks in ways that would be harder for tech giants like Facebook and Google to control. To do so, they are increasingly focusing on new technological ideas introduced by Bitcoin, which was built atop an online network designed at the most basic level to decentralize power. Harvard, Yale, Brown endowments have been buying Bitcoin for at least a year. Sources: university endowments that backed blockchain VCs in 2018 have started buying Bitcoin, not crypto, directly from Coinbase. Some of the largest university endowment funds in the United States have been quietly buying cryptocurrency for the past year through accounts held on Coinbase and other exchanges. According to two sources familiar with the situation, Harvard, Yale, Brown, and the University of Michigan, as well as several other colleges, have begun buying crypto directly on exchanges. Several Ivy League endowments took an interest in blockchain technology via crypto-focused venture capital funds back in 2018. How'd that go? But now, all of a sudden, there are quite a few, said a source who asked to remain unnamed. A lot of endowments are advocating a little bit to crypto at the moment. Bored with Bitcoin? The BTC bull run is about to return, this indicator says. Analysis of sellers' profits this week increasingly points to an imminent return to upside for BTC/USD. Bitcoin holders hoping for a return to the bull run may not have long to wait, as a popular indicator gives cause for optimism. As compiled by on-chain monitoring resource Glassnode, data from the Bitcoin Output Profit Ratio, SOPR, suggests that the current Bitcoin price correction is almost complete. The SOPR tracks the percentage of coins being moved that are in profit. In other words, whether holders are selling at a profit or a loss. When the indicator is above 1 and falling, it reflects sellers divorcing themselves from their holdings at various profit margins. Once 1 is hit, resetting the SOPR, sellers have sold all that they can, which reduces downward price pressure and notionally allows Bitcoin to increase once again. The SOPR has shown its muscle in various phases of past bull cycles, and the resetting phenomenon was particularly successful at charting price bottoms in 2020. Now, with decreasing trend nearing the magical 1 value, market participants are hoping that last week's sell-off may be the end rather than the beginning of lackluster performance. Thanks to everyone for donating to my new laptop fund. You could donate now with the QR code on your screen or donate with Tallycoin and Lightning by using the link below. Checking out the messages. Remember, if you use Lightning Network or if you use Tallycoin, you can always send me a little message. Right here, this guy says, creating Bitcoin liveries. Sorry, I can't say that word. Liveries on Gran Turismo Sport while listening and giving you 50 cents. There's a guy that's doing a lot of work. This guy says, edit harder, damn it. And thanks to our donor here who sent us 1 million Satoshis. Ooh, that's a lot. And I've been trying out some new open source stuff today. I tried out Umbrel. Umbrel is a Bitcoin and Lightning node package for Linux or Raspberry Pi. You can install it yourself and connect it to your wallet. This way you can use your own Bitcoin node, your own Lightning node. It was pretty easy to set up. I'm not sure about 5 minutes, but I did a virtual box on Mac OS. Then I installed Kubuntu Linux, similar to Ubuntu. And I installed that, fought through some issues, and got Umbrel to install. The only problem now is that my Bitcoin node is syncing forever. So we'll see how that goes. But it's fun to try these new things out. And it took some tinkering. It wasn't that bad. One of the things I liked about this is that once I got the virtual box running, I could just mess with the computer in the virtual box. And when I had to reset it or throw it out and start over again, it wasn't as bad as when I had my whole laptop dedicated to that. One of the problems that made it so hard to learn Linux back in the day, at least for me, is that you only had one computer. You didn't have a phone and a computer. You didn't have a laptop and a desktop. You had that one computer. And when you'd bricked it, that was it. You'd call your friends for help on the telephone. That was it. There wasn't anything else. So it's a lot better now. You can just search for the tutorial, search for your problem on Google, and that's your way to solve it. That's a magic power that I just gave to you. Also, check out the World Crypto Network store. I should change it to shop. You can go to shop.worldcryptonetwork.com. I got to get more links up. Or check out the T-shirts and stuff on YouTube in the description down below. We'll work on getting some new T-shirts and stuff going, but we've got these ones for now. Also checking out Sphinx Chat, SPHINX.chat. Sphinx Chat is a very cool Lightning chat. Basically, you need to get you download the app, like it says here, so Android or App Store. Then you get a Lightning node. You can rent nodes directly from Sphinx Chat. This is like a nice way to try out a Lightning node other than doing Umbrel or getting a Raspberry Pi or another hosting solution. And I'm interested if you've got other Lightning Network hosting solutions. I'd like to try them out. But once you get that, and it doesn't say anything about it here, but then you can join on the chat server. You can chat with Lightning. This means that we're testing out that spam function where if someone sends a message, they pay, for example, a Satoshi. If that message is not marked as spam in the next 24 hours, we send that Satoshi back to you. This way, if someone makes a bunch of spam, we keep all their Satoshis. If it keeps getting worse, we raise the price to post in the room. Sphinx Chat's very cool. It's got features like that. You can pay a small fee to get into the room, and you can also listen to this podcast right here. Once I've uploaded it to the RSS feed for the audio podcasts, it's got audio podcasts in there. You can push a boost button. It'll automatically send the podcast you're listening to 100 Satoshis. And it's a really neat thing. We're trying out Sphinx chat. So give that a try today. Maybe we'll do a tutorial or a how-to if there's interest. Dan the Dark Pill on Twitter writes, 2018 now seems like such an innocent time. And remember back to when Steven Seagal, Aikido master, star of many movies, launched and promoted his own Bitcoin. Yes, it's Bitcoin with 2 I's. And it was a big attempt at an ICO back in the ICO times. Bitcoin with 2 I's must be better. We've got a big update on a major story here. Jihan Wu, one of the founders of Bitmain, the largest Bitcoin mining company in the world, pretty much, is out. He's gone. According to Riccardo Spagnini of the Monero project, formerly, he says, too long, didn't read. They settled it, and Jihan has resigned. Everything is being spun out. This is the end of the war for Bitmain. Remember that Bitmain backed Bcash. They backed 2x. They backed changing Bitcoin during the scaling war. And they tried to take over Bitcoin. And if they'd been successful, they would have owned the whole thing. But they weren't. And they lost. And now it's over. I mean, they're still millionaires and billionaires, but they didn't get to control Bitcoin. That they didn't get. And I spent some more time on Clubhouse. It's getting a little tough over there. The first newbie question of the day. Why do you recommend Bitcoin when people could have made more money on X? And you should have heard the disdain in his voice as he rallied against the Bitcoin maxis who created this entire industry, but didn't tell him what to buy at the right time. Meanwhile, he made money on Bitcoin, just not enough. Maybe there's more to life than money. Maybe. Also, you got to take responsibility for your own choices. But then I went on a little rant thing on Twitter. No one seems to care, but I thought they were funny. You mean without Bitcoin, there would be no altcoins? If Bitcoin didn't exist, Roger never would have had the money to buy Bitcoin.com and start Bcash. You're welcome. If Bitcoin didn't exist, fake Satoshi would never have been able to pretend to be Satoshi and start Bitcoin SV. You're welcome. If Bitcoin didn't exist, Vitalik couldn't have written for Bitcoin Magazine and invented Ethereum. You're welcome. And finally, you mean if there weren't any Bitcoin maxis, you never would have made all that money on altcoin? Oh my God, that's right. Add one more that you should be thanking Bitcoin maxis every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Yeah, every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Always. And I want to give a shout out to the Black Bitcoin Billionaires Club on Clubhouse. They passed 20,000 followers and members. Thanks to everyone who made this possible, especially Lamar, Miss Naja, Jay Maddox, Bitcoin Vegan, CJ the Smart Guy, and Meek Mill. So thanks again to everyone who made Black Bitcoin Billionaires one of the fastest growing Bitcoin groups on Clubhouse. It's open to all people. They say that over and over again, and it's true. They're very welcoming. They also say that it's just going to be run by black people, which, again, I have no problem with. I don't think anyone should. But that's the only caveat, and it's a very small one. As it says here on their site, blackbitcoinbillionaire.com, generational wealth is the goal. Self-sovereignty is the mission. Join us as we discuss how Bitcoin and blockchain technologies can bring freedom and empower the people. Brought to you by Isaiah at BitcoinZay Jackson, author of Bitcoin and Black America, and Lamar Wilson, Bitcoin OG and developer. join the group on Clubhouse. They have all kinds of stuff. They also have great how-tos and discussions for new people. They'll teach you how to use a hardware wallet. They'll walk you through it. They'll answer your questions. It's just a great group, very reasonable, very polite, just wonderful people. I just had a great time with the Black Bitcoin billionaires. Check out World Crypto Network. We've got another show coming up today around 10 o'clock in about an hour. We're going to be talking about conferences again with Mike Dupree. This time we're going to be remembering the Blockchain Hotel Conference in Essen, Germany. Last week, we checked out the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami from 2015. So check that out on the World Crypto Network, and it's going to be on later today. So subscribe down below, give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We've also got lots of new shows for you on the World Crypto Network. I've been doing this show every day for about a week or two now, so it's starting to build up. We're also doing the Bitcoin groups every Friday, so check out the Bitcoin group for a roundtable discussion of Bitcoin and other topics. We've also got the audio podcast. I've been updating it by hand every single day when the show ends, so it is up to date. You can get that on iTunes, Spotify, all the places where you get podcasts, and it's actually pretty cool. It sounds pretty good as voice. I could see how people are into it. I like YouTube, but I can see how people are into podcasts. So thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And until next time, bye-bye.